Hey, what's happening? This is Tony Kimball. I am your host of Transforming Lives podcast. We're talking with genuine people with real lives. Our mission is to allow people from our world to share their stories to encourage others to live a transformed life. Guys, is no different tonight. Our next guest, he's a husband to Kristen. He's a father of three. He's a businessman. He's my former teammate. We played this thing called football. Uh, his mother, um, he's from Coffeeville, Mississippi. His mother owned a local daycare. Now, I have to give shots out to Miss Towns because she kept both of my boys. And if anybody keeps my boys, I have to stop and definitely give them a shout out on that. So, Miss Towns, if you're on, thank you very much for what you did with my boys. So thank you for allowing your son to come on tonight. So without any further ado, I just got a good dude that's on. I'm excited about him coming on, and it's just good to connect with them. Uh, no further ado, my next guest is Mr. Jamie Towns.
Yo,
What's
what's
up?
up?
What's up, brother? Thank you.
Man,
No, how are you doing, brother?
doing good, man. Doing good. Glad to be here. How you doing?
Hey man, we hit a little work today in that schoolhouse, but I'm back. I get
Oh
to
yeah,
talk with you, brother. So I'm excited about it.
no doubt, no doubt.
Well, you know, the podcast, what we do is we bring people on and we look at just people that have impact on people. We look at transformation. Transformation is something that happens over time, man. And I'm just super excited to us going through this conversation and you know to think, we play football together, and to think, and of course, I don't think I might have been podcasting during that time. I don't know, but to think that we will be on a podcast in 2022 on a
Yeah,
podcast
man.
together, man. Who would ever thought that?
Times change, boy. Tell you, technology is amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, um, tonight what I want to do is, man, I spoke about football. Now we're not gonna bring up nothing on football. Now I don't know. I don't remember nothing. So I
Hey, the good old days. What we gonna say that? That was the good old days.
good old days.
Yeah,
So
we ain't even know
yeah, yeah. Oh man, for real? Yeah, man.
it.
Man, listen. I tell the kids all the time in school. I said, look, you better enjoy this time right here, brother, because once y'all get out these four walls, there's a whole nother world out there.
It's a whole nother world, man. For real,
So let's kind of start this thing out, man. Tell me your one of your favorite childhood memories.
man. The favorite childhood memory I get right now, man. The first thing that popped in my mind is going to that swimming pool in Oakland. Remember
Yeah, I remember.
that?
Yeah,
Remember the swimming pool over in Oakland with in the miniature golf?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
mom should load us up, man. Take us over there in the summertime, man. That used to be the highlight of the summer, there, boy.
Right, right, right.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah. That
yep.
that's the spot over there, man.
That was the spot. That was the spot.
Um, when we look back on it, man, now we're in position where we're taking our kids to different
Right,
places.
right. And I don't even think that's over there no more. Is it? Is that park still over there?
I think the park, but the swimming pool. Somebody would have to confirm that. If you're listening, uh, definitely confirm that, man. Look, hey, look who's on. Look who's on. Look who left a message. Coach Wool.
Coach Wool.
What's up, Coach Wool?
Coach.
Thank you, Coach, for joining us. So, we all have those memories. We and one thing I said earlier about transformation, and I made a post about this because I think it's important to state. We don't get to a certain place by ourselves. There's somebody that always we can find it. So one of the things I'd love to hear from people is about people that have influenced their lives. So, I'm going to ask for three, but brother, you have the floor. You can say as many as you want to. Tell me about some of the most influential people in your life and how they had an impact on you.
Man, most definitely, man. My parents, both of my parents, and my grandma. Uh, Rest in peace. I just recently lost my grandma a
Condolences.
few months ago,
Yeah.
and my father, of course, man. My father started Towns Trucking, 1979. Started out with one truck, and just being around him, man, coming up as far back as I can remember, being around him and my grandfather. Rest in peace, my grandfather also.
Mm-hmm.
Him and my grandfather, man, used to get me in that shop back there behind my grandma's house. And I just started out, handing them tools and, doing little stuff here and there, man. I probably was 12, 13 years old, man, in the shop with
Yeah.
them. And, I would be out there with them until I got tired of messing with them, or I got in their way too much. They'll send me back in the house or go do
Yeah.
something else or get out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, man, just being back there with them, man, just coming up, man, and thinking about my grandma, man, she would always instill in all of us, all her
Mm-hmm.
grandchildren, man, that, you always do your best, no matter what you do, you always do your best and go hard. And
Mm-hmm.
the same with my mom, and my father, man, my mom always had this thing where she would tell us, man, me and my sister, if you gonna be a ditch digger, you be the
Mm-hmm.
best ditch digger you can be.
Right.
Whatever you do, you just always go hard at it, man. And I kind of just I just take that with me every day, man. Just always think about it, man. When my feet hit the floor at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, I say my prayer and it's time to go to work. You know what I'm saying? And I just go hard as I possibly can every day, man, and always try to, make sure that I'm impacting my business in the most positive way.
Right.
And my workers, man, I know they look at me, I'm the leader. So, I always try to make sure, everything is in tip top shape and form for them to perform.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, just most definitely, man, my parents and my grandma, man, most definitely the biggest influences on me, man, no doubt.
And it's amazing, man. Your grandmother, man. You know, I think about, I'm gonna try not to do names because I'm gonna mess some names up, but just your uncles. And I think about, all of your uncles and how even I got around them just in passing, and just, man, that's good to hear, man, on, for her and how she impacted your life, and definitely your mom. And then let me stop. Let me say something about your sister before she, yeah. So Miss Laquanda, what's up? If you're on, how you doing? What's up? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. So yeah, man. So did you see yourself? Right, we got Coach Wool, our former coach, on here, but did you see yourself becoming the person you are today?
uh, well, man, I always kind of, I always knew I had a mission. I
Mm-hmm.
always knew I had a purpose. It was just, going through life and just figuring out, what is that purpose. And man, I feel like, I always knew that, I always knew I wanted to impact people and be a leader,
Mm-hmm.
and just I always knew, like, I knew I had something to do in life, you know,
Right, right, yeah.
and I knew I didn't always want to work for somebody. So, it was just a matter of just, timing taking place and making the right moves in life, and just, I always knew I had something to do. So I just always, live my life like, you got something bigger to do out here. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
be trying to stay,
Right.
as straight as possible, and make sure you are on the straight and narrow and trying to do the right thing most
Yeah.
of the time. We ain't gonna hardly
Right.
ever do the right thing all the time, but
Yeah.
try to do the
Oh yeah.
right thing most of the time.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So it's interesting to hear, and I think we all go through that stage of saying, look, um, being a business owner, entrepreneurship, you get to that point where you say, well, you know what, I got to begin to think differently,
yeah,
because if I don't, you know, at what point does this change?
Right.
So, you know, when you know, tell us about this whole idea of being a business owner. You know, you spoke about it that, you know, you were like, some point, all right, we got to do something a little different. So, did you always want to be, you know, let's talk a little bit more about that, being a
Yeah.
business owner.
I always did want to be a business owner, no doubt. You know, even even before like I really started taking trucking serious, I always had things in my mind that I just wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like just I always knew I wanted to be, you know, a boss, you know. And
Yeah.
just I knew I worked for Caterpillar for 11 years and great place to work. You know, I can't say nothing bad about that place. I was able to, you know, build a great life working there.
Uh-huh.
And but I knew that wasn't the end of the rope for me. You know, I always knew that, you know, I wanted to be, you know, entrepreneur. And so um, when Caterpillar closed, it was 2016, I want to say, or 17 when they closed. You know, I had already kind of mapped out, you know, when they announced that they was closing, I already knew. I was like, man, all right. So now it's real, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
what you gonna do,
Yeah.
you know. So I always knew I had the trucking background because I come up in it.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, you know, I'm just gonna focus on trucking, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, with my father, you know, he was, you know, I was telling him, I was like, you know, Pop, all right, you know, plant finna close. So, you know, like, do you mind me, you know, coming on in and, you know, really getting the whole ropes of the
Yeah.
business and getting everything down packed? And, you know, he was all with it, of course. And man, it wasn't nothing but the good Lord, man. I had a whole year and a half with that man every day. I was with him a whole year and a half before his passing in 19. So, you know,
Wow.
is
Wow.
man, it just worked out, you know what I'm saying? Even
Wow.
though with the background that I already had, because even before he passed, you know, I was all the time that I wasn't at Caterpillar, I was at that shop,
Mm.
you know, on the weekends. That's why I was there. We working on trucks on Saturdays, you know, and I still do that same routine on Saturdays. That's what we doing. We servicing trucks on Saturday. And so I mean, it's just man, I just always knew, man, that, and I knew one day that I was probably gonna have to be in that position anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was like now is the best time to start. You know, when they announced the closing of their plant, I was like, well, you know, this is it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but I never even thought that I would lose him that fast.
Yeah.
You know, when
Yeah.
he passed, it was like, oh man, and, you know,
Yeah.
and now it's like everything is on my back. You know,
Yeah.
so but it's been good, man. You know, we've been very successful, man. It's a lot of work. I mean, when I
Yeah.
like I said, when I get up at 5:30 6 o'clock in the morning, man, I'm working.
Working.
You know,
Working. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it don't really stop till, you know, 6 7 o'clock in the evening, and then yet and still, you know, I got trucks running, you know, all over the world, and you know, somebody call, I got to answer the phone. You know, man, it's 2 3 in the morning. They
Yeah.
looking for me. They gonna call. I gotta wake up and get that phone. You know.
Right. Yeah.
So you know, it's part of it, man. But I love what I do. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world, man. And you know, I always look at it like if you won't go hard for your name, you won't go hard for nothing.
Brother, you said something right there, brother. Yeah. 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 It's when I think about trucking, you know, I got my bus license, and I think that's it.
Yeah,
Once I got my CDLs, brother, listen, I got that B and the passion in that B, and when I got out of school, brother, I said, look, hey, I got to go back regular. So I commend, you know what you do, what you support, what you're building, because man, you know, it's picked up because man, it's changed. So
it
yeah,
has. Yeah, and the
yeah.
industry changes, man. The industry changes a lot, and there's always new rules with transportation, man, and different
Mm,
guidelines.
yeah.
And man, and when COVID hit, you know, it really changed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And but man, we've been blessed, man. I work hard. My guys work hard, you know, and we've been blessed, man. We got through COVID. You know, a lot of people, man. I know a lot of people, man, who lost it. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
lost companies. A lot of people still got trucks sitting. You know,
Mm.
and man, I thank God, man. Right now, man, all my trucks are filled except one, and that's on the local dump side. You know, which it probably will be filled by the time we get to rolling real strong. But
Yeah.
man, I got 22 trucks, man, only, and I got one open right now, but everything else is filled, man. That's a blessing of its own, brother, because the one thing about trucking, that's the number one problem in trucking, man, is finding drivers. You know, you see a million
Mm.
trucks running up and down the road, but man, and you might hear people say there's a driver shortage. It really is. And it's probably 100 people got their driver license a day, but it's still, the industry is so broad that it's still a shortage on drivers,
Wow.
you know. Yeah, man. So I mean, it's just trucking is good, and I don't think it's going nowhere no time soon.
Oh
I mean,
no.
because
No.
even the clothes on our back, they was on a truck at one point in time. And so, I mean, it's a very essential industry, and definitely is a need for it. So anybody out there who was contemplating getting a CDL, stop thinking about it and go and get them. You know,
I,
because I tell people all the time, even if you never use your license, I mean, it's still good to have them because that's a means of getting money.
yeah.
You know, you can always get some money with a CDL. You can go jump in a truck and go make some money.
Hey, brother, y'all heard it when y'all listening to it on this podcast. You listening on YouTube, Facebook. All you got to do is go take that test. Now I'm gonna tell you. Now you better study. Now don't do like I
You
did.
better study now. You gotta study. You gotta study now, for real. Yeah.
And it's amazing, man. I'm on the road 5 days a week, and just travel all over the state. And I'm one thing I am going to see is I'm going to see an 18 well. It's just depends on if I'm on 55. Now I don't want to see him on that Natchez Trace. Now I'm seeing some of them on that.
They
Saw
ain't
one the
got
other
no.
day.
Oh yeah, he was on some treacherous territory, boy. He had to be a rookie.
Listen. He was driving fast too, and I was like, look, he
was trying to hurry up and find somewhere to get off.
Yeah. So hopefully I don't get that person caught up. But you scared me when I saw him. So yeah, scared me. Now I was like, look, you ain't supposed to be out here. So yeah. So you talked about many lessons, man. We've heard some of your lessons. You've encouraged those that said, you know what, look, I got them, but I'm not driving. You said, come on, get on there. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's one thing about your business that you did not expect? You spoke about COVID, but what's one thing that you did not expect?
Man, COVID definitely made you man, you really had to like with me, it made you kind of look at things a little differently. It kind of changed a lot of perspective on trucking.
Mm-hmm.
Because man, it got to a point to where it just almost wasn't nothing moving because everybody was at home.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people was sick, and a lot of companies didn't have employees that could load the trucks and stuff, and it became a little struggle for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, I swear, Tony, like I think now thinking back to it, man, it was just God being with me, man, because
yeah,
we didn't have not one shutdown at all. Like the whole time, like I got friends in the industry and stuff, and they would ask me like, man, how you able to keep just keep everything still running, during this time,
Yeah.
and I would just, man, just reach out to people and trying to locate loads, and
Hmm.
and it would just work out, man. And so that COVID definitely was unexpected. Like, we heard of it coming, we heard it coming,
Yeah.
and but I don't think nobody expected for it to hit
No,
the way it
man.
hit,
No, man.
and and it's still here. It's not like in 20 when it hit,
Hmm.
but
Right.
it's still a real thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, man, definitely COVID, man. That had to be one of the most unexpected, crazy things that ever happened since I've been messing with these trucks, man. That
Uh,
right there was a big hit, man. But
yeah.
like I said, man, we was able to get through it, maintain. I didn't lose any employees,
Mm. Wow.
man.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah, I had a few guys. I mean, I caught it. I mean, I think I caught it. My secretary caught it. A few of my guys caught it, but we made it through, man, and everybody's still here, still rolling strong. But yeah, I'm most
Wow.
definitely gonna say COVID was the one. COVID was the one, brother.
Man,
And I hope
COVID.
I hope and pray it never comes back again.
Oh man, for real. It man, that
Yeah.
thing, man. But to hear even in your conversation now of okay, something that came, but I didn't stop. I still looked at, well, what can I do to make it happen, man? That's wisdom, that's knowledge that is important. So I don't know if you know this guy right here. He all right, dude. He all right, dude.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, man.
yeah, all right, dude.
What's up,
Yeah,
Booker?
yeah. It,
Oh yeah.
it's amazing, man, to see. Even I saw his post of talking about how you've mentored him. I saw several posts where, even in what I'm hearing, you still find that time to go and help those others to push it forward, man. That's amazing to hear.
Man, man, I look at it like, man, if I got some information, if I can help somebody along the way, I mean, why not, man? And it don't cost you nothing, to help. I mean, to help people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of
Right.
people is all they need is some advice.
Yeah.
If I see somebody trying to, start a company and get the rolling, or see them struggling with something, if I got a way to help you, man, I'm gonna help you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
good to
I
hear.
mean,
Yeah.
it's just because, like I said, a lot of times, me and him had a conversation. We was on the phone for about 2 hours last night, you know, and it's just good conversation, man. And anything I
Yeah.
got, if you got a question about trucking, if I don't know, and I'm gonna tell you, look, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I might have somebody who
But
can help you with that.
yeah.
But man, it's yeah, I just believe in, man, helping people, man, especially if it's just information, man. Why not share it?
Yeah. That's good to hear, man. And the impact that you're having on people. Um, Man, it's good stuff, man. I hope people, because sometimes we look for just this ginormous big answer, but man, as I'm listening to you, even as we're going along, man, this is solid stuff that that people pay
Yeah, yeah,
ridiculous prices for just to
yeah,
to have access to someone. Because it's one thing to kind of say, man, I'm a business owner, I'm a business owner. Man, it's another thing to be a business owner. It's
yeah.
different.
It's different. It's different. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
right.
so we've heard about the influences in your life. We've heard on some experiences, but I told you earlier, I pass all those trucks and stuff like that. I hope they stay on their side and let me get on past them.
Yeah.
And but what is some common myths about your job or your field of expertise, trucking ownership? What are some myths?
Number one thing, people think they can just man buy a truck and just go to making money. They think that, you know, trucking is a get rich quick thing,
Yeah.
and it's not. It's not. It it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of preparation.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of planning. You have to do a lot of planning,
Yeah.
and and you have to be a good uh, money manager, because you know, with trucking, you know, you can make a pile of money. You can make
Yeah.
a pile of money. It'll pile up,
Mm-hmm.
but all it takes is one breakdown, one major breakdown, and that pile will turn into
Mm.
something very small real quick. I mean, it's just trucking is a very expensive, especially now with inflation, the way the inflation is now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, trucking is very, very expensive. You know, man, just that's definitely one of the biggest myths, because people, I hear it all the time. Oh, I'm gonna go buy me a truck. Man, I'm gonna go get rich in a year. And man, I'm gonna be good. No, you better think
That,
about that thing, because man, it's
I
trucking,
got you.
man. It can be a big headache to you, you know. And I know a lot of people, man, who ran out,
Yeah.
bought trucks, and man, 6 months down the road or a year down the road, that same truck they bought, they trying to get rid of it. You know, they trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because it goes right back to, you know, drivers, man. You know, the driving pool is very broad. There's a
Mm.
lot of truck drivers out there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very few good truck drivers out there.
Gotcha.
You know, so I mean, yeah. So I mean, you gotta have some a good plan. And I tell people all the time, before you go buy that truck, make sure you got something lined up for it to do,
Mm.
because it does no good for that truck to be sitting looking at you every day. And
Yeah.
you got insurance to pay. You know what I'm saying? You got to put diesel in it. You know, and I mean, you got to, you know, pay your driver. I mean, and you get that insurance coming. They don't care if you ain't hauling a load.
Right.
And ain't none of that trucking insurance cheap. None of it. It don't matter who you get. You can call Shaq, the dude. He ain't gonna pay
Yeah.
nothing. You still finna pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just that's definitely one of the biggest myths that I hear all the time. People, man, I'm finna buy me a truck, man. I'm finna get rich. Give me a truck, get rich, man. Okay, you better think about that. So,
Brother.
yeah.
You spitting, man, listen, man. You spitting knowledge on this podcast because, brother, I've heard that from many, you know, that like you're talking about, man. They're, you know, hey man, I got this truck, but some part of it tear down.
Man, you know, motor, and a motor can cost you, like right now, man, a motor can cost you $25,000, $30,000. You know, transmission 10,000, rear end 8, 10,000, 5 to 10,000. You know, I mean, with trucking, you know, the money don't leave in little. The money leaves in chunks.
You
You
said
know,
that, yeah.
yeah, it don't. It ain't no. Every time they truck in the shop, you might as well figure it's gonna be a couple of $1,000s. Ain't nothing about no hundred. That's just $100 is nothing to trucking. I mean, that don't do nothing. Everything costs. So
Oh,
you got to be smart. Like I had a meet with my guys
yeah.
not too long ago, and I tell them, man, you
Mhm.
know, right now the way stuff is with fuel and everything, you got to do smart trucking. You know, is all every move you make with that truck has got to be calculated. You know, everything got to be strategic, because it
Mhm.
costs so much for them to operate right now.
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah.
know, it makes no sense for you to run a truck, and if you putting $500 for diesel in that truck, but whatever you did that day, you only made $800, and then you
Oh
still got to
yeah.
pay a drive out of that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, that pot, you know, that pot ain't gonna be that
Right.
big when you get
Right.
through. You
Right.
know.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. You know, you know, I had traveled out of the state for spring break, man. I was looking at the diesel. I said, man, listen, that thing. At one point, I saw that thing being $5. What, 3-4 weeks ago? I said, no, sir, $5.
$5, brother. $5 for real.
And,
Yeah,
and I'm
and
not
it's
familiar. Go ahead. Go ahead.
and it's came down a little bit, but I mean it's still high. You know, it's ridiculous,
Mm,
and that's driving a lot of people, man, away from the industry too, because a lot of people just they can't make ends meet, man. You know, if you paying a driver good money and you know you running that truck every day and that diesel just steady eating you up, you know,
right.
man, a lot of people just they can't figure out how to get over that hump, and you know, and who knows when diesel gonna ever come back down. And a lot of people would just rather sell out versus
Mm-hmm.
losing everything, you know,
Gotcha.
trying to deal with the diesel
Yeah.
and everything. Diesel, tires, I mean everything is up, you know.
Listen, man, I haven't had it in my mind, but even if it popped in my mind, brother, it's out my mind now. Because you see it, man. Just I mean, you know, my only reference is going to be a bus. That's my only reference. Even in that, they still have that wear and tear. You think, and for a larger vehicle, man, the tires, the wear and you know, you travel a long ways. I don't think you do many short, what we consider short routes. It wouldn't make sense. But
Yeah. Well, you
wow.
know, I got I got 8 flatbeds
Hmm.
that we run the East Coast a lot. You know, I don't go out west because
Okay.
fuel is ridiculous out there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we run the north, south, northeast,
Yeah.
central area. Um and then I got 10 trailer dump trucks
Uh-huh.
that they stay local. You know, we
Okay.
they stay within probably 100-mile radius of my shop. Um and then I got 3 short tandem trucks,
Hmm.
which stay local also. Then I got 1 grain hauler. You know, we hauls, you know, feeds. Well, yeah, feed. You know, like corn,
Hmm.
pretty much grain stuff. You know.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah.
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 And he runs. He stays within probably uh 600-700-mile radius.
Oh man. Okay.
hmm Yeah.
So man, even to spit that out as quickly as you did, and to know, you know, in this, even in being a business person and being able to inventory your stuff that quickly, you know, like off the you ain't pop out no phone. You were like,
Oh no.
you you like this and this and this. Yeah, that's man, that's you know, if you're listening to this, this is you definitely want to get in touch with Jamie, man, and find out more, man. You know, as I stated earlier, just a genuine guy, man. Um, what's something that I didn't ask that you would like to share, man? Because you shared a lot that I know for a fact people are going to have to go to a place and pay for. So I appreciate that. What's something else I didn't ask you, but you would like to share?
Oh man. You know, I had somebody ask me like a week ago. You know, they was like, man, you know, you be handling all this stuff yourself and this and that. You know, man, I got a great team. I have great drivers. Man, I tip my hat to them guys every day, man. They make my job a whole lot smoother, you know.
Hmm.
Um, and we just get to it every day, man. My guys, you know, they depend on me and I depend on them. And
Gotcha.
you know,
Gotcha.
and we just do what it takes, man, and that's really what it takes. You gotta have some good people around you. You
Right. Yeah.
know, the people around you, man, especially with trucking, man, they make you or break you, you know, because I can't drive 22 trucks. It's just
Right.
me,
Right.
you know.
Right.
I don't mind jumping in one, you know. I jump in the little dump truck every now and then. I had to go haul me a load or something, you know. I ain't got no problem. People be somebody saw me in one of them dump trucks the other day, and they was like, man, it's funny to see you, moving around like that in that truck, and and you the boss, But I'd be like, man, hey, it's just what it takes for me, man. Like, seeing my father, man. My father, man, bust his butt to build his company.
Yeah.
And I mean, he just did it all from the grind, man. He did it from the mud, as they say, man. He started in my grandma's backyard, man, and he just built this thing up to what it is today, man. And when he passed in 19, man, I've added a few on since he passed, and we just keep it going, man. And um, it just take hard work, man, and dedication, man, and no matter what, man, just keeping God first and just keeping a level head and and just going hard every day, man, and just doing what it takes. And I just I always think about one of my best friends that passed in Teddy passed in 2021, I want to say. Yeah.
Okay.
He passed in 21. We would be talking sometimes at the end of the day, man. I would be telling him, man, just unload my day on him. And when I got through talking, he hit me with, he say, Fox, he called me Fox, He say,
right.
He say, Fox, you might as well quit all that complaining. He said, because you can't be, what he would say? He would say, don't complain about your plate being full when the objective is to eat.
Man,
yeah. So I think about that all the time, and every time, I be like, man, I get frustrated with something, I be like, man, he knew better than doing that. His voice will come in my head and be like, boy, chill out, it's stop complaining, say that's what you signed up for, so go and do it, and I just, man, keep it moving, man.
Yeah, man, hold up, we got somebody right here. Jamie had a great teacher.
That's my uncle.
That's your uncle. Okay. All right.
Yeah. What's up, uncle?
Yeah. I'm tripping, man. Yeah. What's up, man?
Yeah. That's my uncle.
Yeah.
That's my mama brother.
Yeah. I'm tripping, man. Yeah. Man, listen, I'd like to unpack all this stuff you said, man, because
I had the best teacher. Man. All hats off to my father, man. I miss that man every day, man. And I know he proud. And I know I be thinking about it all the time. I be like, man, I know he probably thinking like I saw stuff I do different than him. You know what I'm saying? But the outcome will be the same, but I just do it a little differently, But a lot of the same stuff that he put in me, man, I still exercise it to this day. Just like I was saying, like on Saturdays, working on them trucks, servicing on Saturdays, that's the thing that we gonna do every Saturday. And, and just doing what it takes, man. Hands on and just being as hands on and putting your best foot forward every day, man. That's what Pops always kind of put in me, man. Just when you get up every day, you thank God and you get to it.
Yeah. And it's amazing. Here's Pastor Dudley right here. He's giving the emojis right here, man.
What's up, Pastor?
Indeed. It's amazing, man, about fathers, just the old school fathers, man. They knew, they're kind of strong with it, but they knew how to lay it's almost like how to lay those breadcrumbs out, right?
That's right.
Lay the breadcrumbs out. They may not had all this formal education, that stuff that we, all this stuff we got, but they knew how to lay it out, right? Lay it out.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
no doubt.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I don't want to kind of bring this down, man, because it's some good stuff, man. Maybe we could do something a little different on another occasion, man, because a lot of things that you said, man, I think are overlooked, and especially with young people coming into the industry, even older, like it's some things that you got to grab hold to. And one thing that you've said consistently is you got to work.
You got to work, man. You got to work. Yep.
Yeah.
That's man, to me, and a lot of people might not agree with it, but man, to me, the experience and what works. And you got to put that work out there, man. You got to put
Yeah.
that work out there.
Yeah.
I've been running the company since 19, but man, you looking at over 30 years. I mean, Towns Trucking has been around over, I want to say like 35 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, we still going strong, man. And it's all off the work and the hustle, and
Yeah.
and just making smart business moves, and it's just what it takes, man.
And that's the thing, man. I saw national champion Dawn Staley, and when we talk about leadership is John Maxwell said this thing, man, and it changed the way I looked at leadership. Leadership is influence, and some things you've said tonight was that in the tone that you've talked about is it's never about you. I've heard on a consistent basis, as I heard with Coach Staley when she won the national championship Sunday night, Monday night, whichever way it was. She began to put others forward, man, and that part I've heard in this conversation all the night. I'm more than sure that your father is proud of you and what, even just listening to this conversation, people getting on saying these, I'm sure he's proud of you, man. I want to say, man, for this work, man. I'm proud. I'm proud that you came on here to share what you shared so far, man. I appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate the time, man. Anytime, bro.
And we usually wrap this up by I usually ask 3 words you want to leave with the viewers.
Hey, I'm drinking the best water in the world today. It's 1186. I got to shout out my classmate, Leotha Coffee, man. He's selling this stuff, man. This is the best water you can drink, y'all. It's 1186, black-owned company. The best water you can drink. I promise you. It's good for everything. All right. So
no, that's smooth. Hey, Doc, we see. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. That's already in a wrap. That's a wrap. Thank you for that right there. That's yes, sir. Go ahead.
But man, like I said, man, anybody want to reach out to me, any questions, man? Hey, I'm an open book, man. And anything you got about trucking that you want to ask me, I'm gonna do my best to give you an answer. I probably didn't experience. Like I said, I've been around this stuff pretty much all my life. So whatever question you got, I about got an answer for you. And if I don't, I probably can direct you to somebody who does. So my inbox open. I mean, y'all can find me on Instagram. I'm BossmanFox84 on Instagram. Facebook, I'm Jamie Towns. I ain't on YouTube, but either one of them, y'all can holler at me. I'm open book, man.
I know I've been using your government name, sir. So Fox. I know Fox.
Yeah.
I meant to put that in the intro to say Fox, but I was all professional and whatnot. This and Jamie.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's
Fox,
all
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look at my classmate right here. She talking about let me go get these CDL. This Katrina. Katrina talking about getting the CDL, bro. I need you to talk to her before she go out there and get them CDLs. She in Colorado now. In Colorado, you going
she gonna be up in the mountains. She better take BJ with her.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let me leave her alone, man. They're gonna try to get me back, man. So definitely, man. Again, thank you so much for having it on, man. And even for you, Shadnat, Lee, man. So Lee, if you're on, brother, just know I'll be talking to you a little afterwards, brother. So yes, indeed. No, and I cannot leave this without saying this right here.
Hey,
hey,
there go mama, man. Yeah. Love you, mama.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Miss Towns. We're always indebted. She took care of them babies. She not only took care of them babies, she got them babies straight.
Got them straight, man. Got them straight. They lived tourniquet. They was ready.
Right.
They lived tourniquet. They was ready.
Absolutely.
It was ready for whatever, man.
All right. We got O'Brien right here.
What's up, bro?
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Hey, speaking of O'Brien, man, hey, my man, y'all need to give my man on that sea moss and that turmeric. Listen, man, I got on, that man put me on sea moss when I caught COVID, right?
yeah.
And I've been taking it ever since, man. Let me tell you something, bro. I haven't took an allergy pill in over 2 years. And I was
Wow.
going through, listen, man, I would go through Allegra like I was eating Tic Tacs. I
Gotcha.
haven't took an allergy pill in 2 years, man. Shout out to OB, bro. I love you, boy.
All
And see,
right.
holler them on that sea moss and turmeric. My man got you.
See, your man, he putting you on. Now I'm gonna have to talk with you about this now. Let's see if
Yeah,
we
man.
get you off that. Indeed,
Yeah.
man. O'Brien, definitely. Uh, right here, man. I'm gonna have this gentleman on in a couple of weeks, man. His name is James Preston, but I call him Preston, man. I met this gentleman in Hollandale, Mississippi, man. He's a barber. No, excuse me. He's owner of a barber college. Excuse me.
Oh
For
man,
he
that's
kid on
awesome.
here trying to say something, so I have him on, man. Definitely a great guy, man. As well, right here. Okay, got a couple more, man. I'm trying to get us off right here. O'Brien, right here. So I love you. In the jungle
He in
right
the
now.
jungle right now. Look, getting that moss. You getting that sea moss.
Gotcha. Indeed, brother. But thank you so much for coming on and definitely dropping the wisdom. For those that are listening, guys, if you're listening to this as a replay, definitely share this. You know someone is in trucking or looking to get in trucking. It is some valuable information. You've heard about legacy. You hear legacy in the conversation. You hear hard work. You hear leadership. There's a lot that can be dropped in here. So, guys, thank you all for joining us. Thank you so much, Jamie, for joining us.
No doubt, Tony.
Guys, y'all have a great night. And this has been Transforming Lives. You all have a great one.
Good night, y'all.